Welcome, everyone. We are live. Forgive my tardiness. Oh, I'm a little shook, but I'm okay. Today, we are talking about the joy of the Lord. Because that's a very popular scripture, but the definition of joy is what we're looking at. You see, because we don't necessarily know what the definition of joy is. And I think I've mentioned this to you before. Joy has nothing to do with being happy or sad or anywhere in between. Joy is the knowing that you can change any situation. Joy is the knowing that you can change any situation. Why is that? Because the principles teach us that the all is mind. The universe is a mental creation. As within, so without, as above, so below. Everything moves. Nothing stands still, and it moves through stages, always within its same nature, never opposite. And when you see the rhythm or the pattern of it, you know what you're looking at, which will cause you to act, which brings about an effect. Why? Because every cause has its effect, and every effect its cause. And finally, gender. Not to be confused with man, woman, boy, girl, but the generation of an idea, the generation of a mood, so that it can be expressed. And then we start all over again. You see, when you know that, you know that you can change any situation. That's what you know. That you can change any situation. And that is what joy is. The knowing that you can change situations. Not that, ooh, I'm happy today. Ooh, I'm thinking positive today. Ooh, no. It is the knowing that you have the power within yourself. And I know sometimes that is challenging, even for me, to grasp at times. Because the situation before us looks so dire. Right? So it can be challenging to say, I can't find any joy in this situation. The situation is devoid of joy. Because the joy is not found in the situation. The joy is generated from within you. Why is it generated? Because that mood of knowing, that mood of surety of self, that mood of security, that mood of peace of mind is what you know to be true, thus bringing about joy. It brings it about. So sometimes when we want to use idle words, talking about, because there's a song, the joy of the Lord is my strength. That one, the joy of the Lord is my strength. That song. At least that's how we sang it. And when we use idle words, it is not the idle word that accomplishes anything. It is what you deem to be true. that brings about the change, which is what? What you know to be true. For who, I wonder? You see, the principles, there was always two words that annoyed me: subjective and objective. Because you're looking at those words and you're like, the thing is subject to change. But you see, the principles, they don't change. That's why the joy is not dependent upon a situation, because the situation is irrelevant. The situation is irrelevant. Because as people, as humanity, we change according we change according to the mood, right? We change according to the situation. We're like kites in the wind. We change direction based upon which way the wind blows. But you see, if you are anchored in the principles, you are steady. Why are you steady? Because the laws do not toss one to and fro. The law itself is steady. The principles themselves are steady. That's why situations are irrelevant. Because there could be billions of situations. But if applied, the principles will bring about the desired effect that you choose. But you see, we as people, as humanity, we tether ourselves to a situation and we say, well, if this doesn't work, if this doesn't happen this way, I can't be happy. If this doesn't happen this way, I can't be whatever it is. We tether ourselves to situations. When situations move to and fro, then you become at the mercy of the situation. But if you treat situations as exactly what they are, effects, what will you do? That will cause you to look at yourself to see where the cause actually is. And what do I mean by cause in there? Just as it is, every cause has its effect and every effect is cause. Neville Goddard put it like this. He said, you are the operant power. So you see, not that your situation is irrelevant because it doesn't matter. No, that's not what I'm saying. Of course it matters. It matters to you, so it is meaningful. But the way through a situation is by way of principle, by way of law. So situations will always come and go. But the joy of knowing that you can get in and out of every situation, now that is what puts the pep in your step. That is what can make you look a situation in the face and say, you don't have me, sugar. You don't have me. I am the cause. I am the master cause of my life. And here's how I say this is going to turn out. You see, you don't tell the situation how. You tell the situation what. Obviously, if one is hungry, the solution would be food. If one is thirsty, the solution would be water. If one is tired, the solution would be rest. You never have to tell it. How? Because rest unfolds via sleep. Hunger unfolds via the eating and digesting. So the how is already determined. The how is already determined. You, though, I, with our power, we get to say what. We get to say what it is, not how it should be, because the how is already determined. The how is the unfolding pattern. Remember polarity and rhythm, yes? You planted a seed, which is a particular cause, and the effect is what? Whatever that seed is, the same in its nature. So you can always determine what will happen based upon the nature of the mood you have selected. But where we get caught up is because we want to fight, we want to be right, we want to be justified, which is totally natural and normal to want to do. It really is. Who doesn't ever want justice? You know what I'm saying? We all want it. You see, the justice is yours. Justice unfolds in the only way that justice can. So when you say, I want justice, what confirms for you that you have justice? There is something that would happen, and you would say, oh, thank goodness it has been resolved and I am justified. What would that thing be to confirm for you the evidence of your justification? And when you see it, because you know yourself real good, when you see it and you know that you've been justified because you see the evidence of it. Now, where are you going to see the evidence? You can't see the evidence on the outside just yet because it is not within at that moment. Not yet. The seed has not yet been planted. You've not yet been fertilized. Fertilization happens when you acknowledge the feeling to be true. That yes, this is exactly what would happen to me because this is exactly I would do. I would go tell it on the mountain is what I would do. My justification. I would scream it from the rooftops. I would sing hallelujah on the corner. If that is your personality, that shows you you've been justified. Maybe you'd do a quiet rock in the corner if you got your justice. Maybe you would do the sobs of relief. What would you do as the evidence to your justification? And when you acknowledge, yes, that is exactly what I would do, and a feeling of peace comes over you because it is the what? Effect. Cause and effect. You've chosen the cause now, which is the evidence, which brings about the feeling of effect. Confirmation. And then what do? Step 3, you bask in it. And you walk in the what? The knowing, because it is the knowing that brings you the joy. So that you might not see it in the external world. Shoot, it may take you years. But you sowed that seed of justice. You sowed the seeds of justice. And thereby you must reap it. I know that for some of you may know the story of Emmett Till, right? You know how long his mother prayed for justice? Do you know when that justice came? In the recanting on the deathbed of the alleged victim. But that mother always knew. She always knew. It did not show up on the outside for a very, very, very long time, but she knew. So my encouragement for you today is this. Nobody else may see what you know to be true. But remember the conversation between Jesus and the disciples. When Jesus asked the question after they told Jesus who everybody thought he was. But he asked them one question. Who do you say that I am? So you see, it is irrelevant what the masses may think of you. Who do you say that you are? They may never see it, but you see it and you know. And you have to stand 10 toes down. What are you standing 10 toes down in? The knowing. The knowing that every situation will be resolved. Remember, the vision has its appointed hour. It will ripen, it will flower. If it be long, wait. It will not be late. And I say that to you from a place of knowing today. Because how many years ago now? 10 years ago, I had to take a stand. I still have not seen the resolution of that stand. But in my heart of hearts, I know. I know. Is it right in the eyes of the world? Possibly. But I'm not concerned with the world. I'm not concerned with the world. I'm concerned with what do you know to be true? As within, so without, as above, so below. That's what I know. And you know what we do? We get scared and we say, yeah, but what if I'm tested? Silly rabbit, tricks are for kids. What do you have within now? Look at what you do. Some people say, yeah, this is nice, but I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. Wait, what now? What are you doing? What is within you? Fear. You don't wait for the other shoe to drop. You're already wearing both of them. You don't say, well, that good thing happens or something bad now. Or how we do it is, oh, it happens in threes. You see, those are not idle words. We genuinely believe them to be true. And they are mentally impregnated within our minds. So that what happens? Shit happens in threes. The other shoe drops. Told you, too good to be true. You see what we do to ourselves? Walk in the beauty of the principles. And that's why I like Psalm 91. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I like it because it reminds me that the principles are what they are, right? It's a secret place. And I dwell within that secret place. What's the Most High? You can call it God if you want to, but the Most High would be the awareness of self. You're aware. And so when you dwell there, when you dwell in that awareness, when you dwell from that place, that knowing, well then, Everything unfolds according to what that seed is. And it will, which means what? It will unfold according to what you know to be true. So the next time you ask yourself, why did this happen? Because you believe it to be true. If you dig just a little, it is not a judgment. That's the problem. When we judge too much, we miss what we're supposed to see. You don't judge, you observe. You can look at yourself and go, oh, shoot. I did bring that, didn't I? Oh, yes, I did. Well, be gone with you, I say. And how do you get rid of it? By choosing another desired outcome. The desired outcome is always going to be the same. Relief. You got an itch? Oh, Lord. And you know that scratching brings about relief. Hello? At the end of every situation, relief is what is sought. Yes, you want the situation to end, which means what? You want to bring about relief. What, you thought it was something else? Oh, we call it money. We call it a car. We call it a job. When in actuality, we're just bringing about relief from the present situation. So if you know that relief is the desired outcome, what would you be doing that confirms that you are relieved? What would you be doing? I'll tell you what, I'd sleep in deliberately instead of sleeping through my alarm, I'll tell you that. I wouldn't even need an alarm. Oh, I have one that's built in, but he seems to be, you know, whenever he's ready, he'll let me know what time it is. And he's not yet ready to let me know the time. So you see, relief is always the outcome we seek. So when you recognize that you're seeking relief, oh, you thought it was money? Oh, shoot. No, it's relief. It's relief. Sometimes the relief being sought is more obvious than anything else. Sometimes the relief is a little bit obscured. You're like, can't possibly be relief? No, it can't be. When in actuality, it is. Ask yourself, what do I want relief from? When you're faced with a situation, what do I want relief from? Because that's what you want. You want relief. What would confirm to you that you were relieved? What action? What word? What thought? What deed would confirm for you that you were relieved? You see, because relief unfolds in the only way relief can. It has a pattern. And once it begins to unfold, you say, oh, snap, that is relief, is it not? Yes, it is. That's what we say. Anywho, don't let me keep you. I do want to say I appreciate the fact that you're here, though. Even though I was a little tardy, I had a very bad dream. My God. Shook me, let me tell you. Shook me. Hello. It's okay. I'm all right, though. Technically speaking, it did end well. I was relieved in the end of the dream, to be honest. But it was that piece in the middle. Oh, that piece in the middle that riles us. And we lose ourselves in that middle place. But if you remember the principles never leave anything hanging. They never leave you in the middle. The principles begin and end, and they take you through. Yes? Sugar Visions, I see you on YouTube in these YouTube streets. There's somebody else there, I don't know who though. Yoda Green, Ow, I see you. Ray Ray, Moon and Dolphin Duck, Maggie, hello darling. Ursula, I see you. Michael, I see you too. Say hello to the wife for us. KZ, I see you. Oh, look, it's Flo Smiles again. Omnipresent. And Miss McQueen, I see you. I see you, darling. So today, as you go through this day, what is it that you seek? Oh, oh, oh. I'm waiting. It just warms me. It just really warms me when he sings. It just does. What is it that you seek relief from? You know that it is relief that you seek. Well, seek no more, my darlings. Know that relief is inevitable. And that your situation, once you plant the seed, once you define that it is relief you're looking for, then that relief will do what? It will materialize. Why? Because it's within you. It is within you. See, sometimes this is how we deceive ourselves. When we think we're not doing something, but actually we are, because we didn't see what was within. Perhaps that'll be tomorrow. Oh, yes. Perhaps that'll be tomorrow's lesson. Indeed. Paying attention to what is within so that we don't deceive ourselves. Because Lord knows that is hella easy to do around here these days. Anyhow, countdown initiated. 5, 4, 3, 2. Ooh, you barely let me get number 2 out before you pop number 1 in there. Hello? Well, you are eager today. Yes, he is. Thank you all for being here. And I will see you tomorrow, Tuesday, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Much love to each and every one of you. I'm coming, fan base.